let's get into a quick topic that I want to just, this will be an audio session. I'm going to spend, I got 20 minutes slotted, but I probably won't take the whole time. Just talking briefly and touching on the CSA program, why we decided to do it, why it may or may not be a good idea for you to do so. I'll take questions into the chat. I'll address them there at the end. We will then take a short break, 10 to 15 minutes. We have a live build for Podio and Workspace together. We have a couple of our engineers that are going to start basically from scratch, and you can watch how you can make Podio and Workspace work together. I think you will find it surprisingly easy for those that have not seen this yet. And we'd love to hear from those that have. We'll be taking suggestions to kind of riff on what they're building on. And we'll finish out the day with that. So thank you so much to all of our sponsors you see there on the screen. Please do go check out their products and services. They are stalwarts in the community and have been integral on getting this meetup together. All right, so we'll get started here on the session about, is it worth it to become a Citrix Solution Advisor and what it means. There's also something called a Citrix Solutions Provider. That's going to be closer to your classic IT that a lot of people might think that some of this work is. As a Solutions Advisor, it's for us, it was a bit of a no-brainer to pull the trigger on, because we were already doing a lot of implementation work and a lot of architecture work. So if you really liked what Seth was showing, how products are built, like with smartphone, using things like Quivi tools, it's really just an extension of that kind of skill set where you're going to be able to use other Citrix products to solve problems. And you'll be able to do that in concert with Podio via Workspace. For us, we started our journey in November of 2019, towards the end, and there's the holidays. So there was a little bit of a slowness in the beginning. However, once we got past the first of the year, we were able to get going. There are many benefits to the program. One of them, especially if you have consulting talent or experience, is the virtual bench program, where you can white label. Citrix will bid out hours to you, and that's well-paid work. I'll be very transparent. It's north of 150 an hour, sometimes over 200 an hour, kind of bid work that comes out. And that's just, we get a few of those leads a month. Some of them we qualify for, some we don't, but we don't pay for them. And they tend to run in the $15,000 to $25,000 range for project size. So, that's a wonderful income booster, and it's just a part of the program. A downside, and I'm gonna do pros and cons here. One of the downsides to the program is you do need to carry some insurances, and there's some administrative effort. So, is it worth the effort? Yes, if you're going to use it. That's the, and that's a bit cliche, because there's a lot of things that could be said that way. But if you're looking to grow your practice, or are a growing practice, or to be honest, even if you're looking at building Podio products, this is a great way to offer holistic solutions. The actual IT management via somebody like an Arrow can be sourced out to a CSP. So as a CSA, you're kind of doing the fun part of the work, which is consulting the client, doing the design, initial implementation, maybe some configuration, training. And that's kind of where you put it. Maybe there, a lot of times when we are working on sales or service with clients that we get as a CSA, we're working with another IT staff that is actually going to be doing the management of the products that they're purchasing. So we don't have to run a managed IT shop, so to speak. I know that a lot of developers, a lot of the Podio developers out there, a lot of people listening I've talked to and also sought advice from when we went down this path. And it is a different job, you know, and there's some more effort. It's much more of a service job. So do we have any questions in the chat? Let me take a quick look. We do not. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the incentives. Obviously, important. We all love the jobs that we do, but you know, at the end of the day, we also have to talk about remuneration. So Lawrence went over the Spark and Drive programs. Those are amazing ways to help partners, be small or large, be on even footing. I think it's a very fair system when it comes to lead protection, how long that lead's protected. So I have not found anything amiss with Citrix in their partner program when it comes to how they handle their incentives and sales. You do get to work alongside with the sales team much more than just casual conversations that you might have with the people out of the Riley office. We've talked to many Citrix sales staff across many states. So it's really great to get to know them. A very interesting point, they help you as a part of the sale. Even if you submit the lead, they are assigned to you and they are there to help. So you're not doing these sales alone. You'll have help from your distributor. So in our case, Arrow provides us an engineer, then Citrix provides us an engineer, and Citrix provides a salesperson. So when I'm approaching an account, I have 3 other people there, and 2 of them are product engineers. So, you know, if you're worried that maybe it's a little too technical, you know, that's not, that would be rather somewhat inappropriate, because you're going to be able to get the support that's needed. The session we missed earlier with Chad, we're going to try to make that up tomorrow. I'll give a very, very brief synopsis, but he was going to go over some of the certifications. Your distributors will give you certification support. Arrow is wonderful about that. A couple of the other distributors are great with that as well. They'll get you the training, the classes. Sometimes they will pay for the classes. They will also sometimes pay for marketing budgets on your behalf. Typically, it's matching dollars, so you'll spend some to get some, but it's definitely worth the consideration. Oh, great. We got a question, Ms. Davis. CSA, Citrix Solution Advisor, CSP, Citrix Service Provider. The best way I can describe the difference is CSA is consulting, design, and implementation, and CSP are firms that run private clouds, data centers, and managed IT firms. So you can see the divide, right? And there are jobs for CSAs where you just kind of do that initial job and that's the end of the interaction. A CSP takes over from there. And for us, we're an Arrow distribution chain. They help facilitate that. So what that should tell you is that as a Podio developer who has really great experience in designing client-based solutions, you have a leg up being a CSA, and it's just kind of rounded our business out. And with more and more of the cloud offerings, particularly the DaaS offering that Citrix has, desktops as a service, you know, you're not dealing with bare metal anymore. You know, it's all virtualized, it's all cloud. You know, you're just designing it. Yeah, and then it's Citrix Managed Solutions, and the word's right there. It's Citrix Managed. Now, of course, they'll tick it to you because you're the one that sold them. Everybody goes back to where they bought it from. But you know, they're paying for that Citrix management, and Citrix is doing all that. So you can almost make it as effortless as Podio installations, so to speak. A little more feedback from Kimberly. I'll take a couple more questions. I want to give a break so we can get, we got a little bit of a setup for our Zoom Hangout, but we'll take that. So any final questions that I'll address makes sense. Okay, yeah, what I'll do is I'll just kind of address this. This is a great way to close out. And yes, as a CSA, you do get distribution payments. So when you're, that's that Spark and Drive that was mentioned, as well as what you can put on top. So you get paid by selling seats. You are a reseller, so you buy the product from Arrow. Arrow buys it from Citrix, and then you sell it like almost like a wholesale to the customer. Because you get the Spark, particularly for CSA, Spark and Drive. CSAs have a high rate of drive deals as long as you have your certifications. You can really get a great margin of selling these holistic services on that. Okay, let's see. You know, they give you a flat, how do you do pricing on that? Basically, they tell you, okay, this is how much it costs. You just add your margin on top. And there's huge discounts for selling people into 3 and 5 year contracts, which that you can pass that discount along to the customer. You can keep it. You can, more likely, you'll do some combination thereof.